What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you tuning in. We're going to talk a little bit about the Cardinals because some interesting things coming out of practice today. Now, everyone's waiting to see what happens with Trey Benson, if he's going to be cleared. It looks like he's on track to be able to play this weekend. But there's also something else that happened that was I got my feelers out. You know what I'm saying? I got the antennas, paying attention to what's going on. And an interesting development happening now with the Cardinals as Kyler Murray is back up and passing and limited, but somewhat practicing out there. What is going on? He's still got another couple weeks where he's going to be on the IR where he can't come back. He can't make it back out until week 14, which would be against the Rams. At that point, they have 5 games left, Arizona would, on the regular season. I mean, their season pretty much done as it is right now at 3-7. You still have Jacksonville, who's been playing a lot better. You still have Tampa, who's been reeling, but is a pretty good team. So you could be 4-8. You can be 3-9 at that point. What are we doing? What's going on there? I'm surprised they haven't shut down Kyler Murray for the season at this point. What is he gearing up for? Are they realistically thinking of bringing back Kyler for those last 5 games? They're really not in a position almost at this point. Like I said, they're almost already knocked out. Theoretically, yeah, they could maybe make a run at one of the wild card seed. They're like 4 games back of a wild card right now. Are you going to make up 4 games in 7? Is that how hot you're going to be? And if that happens, you'd probably have to win one, if not both, these next games. Are you going to then replace Brissett after he beats Jacksonville and Tampa? What's he warming up for? Why haven't they just announced he's on ice with the way that the season has gone? Not risk being liable for another year on that contract. If he got injured, something happens and he can't play next year, and all of a sudden you're still paying him. If you're going to move off of him, you need him to be healthy. If you're going to try and trade him, if he's going to have value right now. Well, how have they not made that decision yet? What is going on there? And it's interesting with Brissett too, because he's playing pretty well. I mean, had a record for completions this last game. Threw for 452 yards. Yeah, he had a couple picks. Yeah, they still got blown out. But he's done pretty well. And now, if you look at it, he has played the exact same number of games as Kyler Murray has so far this season. And Brissett has 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 picks. Pretty easy numbers. Murray has 900 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 picks. So less touchdowns, 600 less yards. The offense certainly doesn't look nearly as rhythmic with him in there. And, that other first-round pick we keep going back to, Harrison Jr. has looked more comfortable with Brissett under center. He's looked like the guy that could be your number 1 wide receiver. Had some troublesome drops, but he has looked better. But what are we doing? How is Kyler Murray still hovering around? At what point are they going to finally announce that they've shut him down? Because they've lost 7 of their last 8 games. They're out of playoff contention. They don't look like a good team. And if you take a peek at the Tankathon right now, they would have the 10th pick in the draft. Now, they are still tied with 2 teams right there. So it could be 8th, but it's tiebreakers. And you're only 1 game up on the 2nd overall pick. Again, I'm not sure if there's a franchise quarterback coming up, but you're in a position where it's not the worst thing in the world to be losing these games and all of a sudden find yourself with a really good draft pick. If you can package Kyler Murray somewhere else and try and get some picks for him, or, what quarterback out there could you possibly get this on the free market next year or for a trade that would make sense? I don't know. Trevor Lawrence, is he now going to be made available? Is he going to be moving on? Maybe. There's a few names. There's a few guys coming out that I think are feasible, but I don't know if they're going to be your first round surefire guys. I just don't know what we're doing with Kyler Murray. You're risking a lot of money if he comes back and you actually play him. It's not like Brissett hasn't been entertaining or at least feasible in the short term here. And at this point, you're better off losing than winning. 2 weeks, and he's warming up already. He's already practicing again. Why haven't they shut him down? What is going on with Arizona and that quarterback spot? It is something I'm going to keep my eye on here for the next week and a half, 2 weeks leading up to it, because it's going to be really interesting. Would they bring him back? And what would the reason be for bringing him back at that point, other than we're paying him this much money, we're not going to just have him sit on the sideline if he's healthy? Well, he showed a tendency to get hurt and be injured. You're going to be on the hook for a lot more and for a lot longer possibility he goes out there and he does get hurt. And again, if he ain't going to make the playoffs, you might as well try and get a good draft pick. Why is he warming up? I'm really interested to see what's going on. Let me know what you guys think. Is it worthwhile to bring him back this year? Would you rather that and at least get some more reps out of him and see what this team could be? Or at this point, with where the season is, with how good that division is, are they not better off just tanking? I think so. I don't know why they haven't announced that Kyler Murray's done for the year. And the more he practices, the louder this is going to get and the more confusing and chaos around this team as we go to a point where they're going to be completely out of it, possibly in 2 weeks. Why would they even consider bringing back Kyler? But then again, why would you have him be practicing and warming up right now? Why haven't they already done that? I don't know. What is going on right now in Arizona? That's the big question.